So, for you book readers and for you book writers, what is the piece that drives your stories more? Is it the actual story or is it the characters? I'm going to talk about that next. So for many of us, whether it's the characters or it's the story, there's something that drives us as readers and as writers. The question is, which one is it for you? Is it the writing / story, or is it the characters that grab your attention? Which one? So for me, I'm thinking it's more the characters. I'm a very character-driven person. If you have a solid story, but you have superb characters, that's more likely to get me hooked than if you have a superb story, but not necessarily very well drawn or intriguing characters that are going to grab my attention. Personalities really matter for me in stories. I really gravitate toward characters with strong personalities, characters that have been through difficult times and have found a way to kind of overcome those difficult times. So they discover the strength that's within them that they did not know was there. They go through the trials and tribulations over the course of the story. So they start off kind of innocently, so to speak, or maybe they start off really down, and then they work their way back up, finding a strength that they never realized that they had to overcome the obstacles that are in their path to become the heroes, the heroines that we imagine that they can be at the beginning of the story. And so I look for character personalities that really grab me and how they fit into the story. But if the story is good, but the characters just don't seem to be interesting to me, those are the kind of books that I'm more likely to DNF, because I really just want to connect with a character. And whether I hate the character or I love the character or I love to hate the character, I just want to find a character that I can sink my teeth into. And that's the essence of what I do when I'm coming up with stories. Most of the time with the stories that I come up with, I usually think about a person that I've known, that I've met, that I've seen. Maybe it's a real person, maybe it's a fictional character from a TV show, a movie, or another book or something like that. And I think of people that I've known, and I think of people that I've met in my life, that I've encountered, that I've either admired or maybe not so much admired, that I've loved or that I've hated or whatever it may be. But they made an impact that makes me think, how would this person or a person like this individual, how would they react in a certain setting? So then you have piece A, the really cool character, and you put it together with piece B, which is a good, compelling story. But for me, it starts with that character. So when I have that character, and I have that character that's in the back of my mind, and I'm thinking more and more about this character, I like this character, I like this character, I like somebody that does this, that has this job, or is involved with this extracurricular activity, is involved with this organization, is in this setting, whether it's a school setting or it's a work setting or whatever it is. They're on vacation, they're traveling by train, they're on an airplane, they're in an airport or a train or a bus terminal, and then you start to think about that character and the setting. You put them in a setting, and then you think of a cool story. So you put those elements together and you come up with a good story. And so for me, that good story can just pop in my head at like 3 a.m. and I'm just thinking, man, this is a really good story. And I usually have something nearby that I can write it down. If it happens at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or 8 a.m, usually then I've got my computer open and I can just go ahead and write it down real quick, and I can save it. I just save it like a shell of a story and just put it off to the side. And I've got a bazillion of those, believe me. I'm kind of, in that way, I'm kind of like James Patterson. If you ever seen this one interview with James Patterson, he's got like drawers and drawers and drawers of stories that he's written, or stories that he's co-authoring with other writers. And Tyler Perry is like that too, though he doesn't really co-author. He pretty much is like, this is my show, I'm doing it the way I want to do it. So, and to each their own. That's the way he chooses to do it. It's the way James Patterson chooses to do it. Everybody's got to find their own way. So, but I think about the character, and each person that I see a character, You know, whether it's, watching professional wrestling, or whether it's watching an NFL game or a baseball game, or you're just watching Criminal Minds on TV, or you're watching NCIS New Orleans, or whatever it is that you're watching that you enjoy it, and you see a character or a character type, a personality type, or an occupation that sounds interesting, and then you take a character and you put the character in that occupation, and then all of a sudden you come up with a story idea that makes it all just kind of fit together. Maybe not always as neatly as you want, but it does fit together. So for me, it's about character driven. I find the characters that I think are interesting. Those are the characters that I want to write about, and those are the characters that I want to read about. So let me pose the question to you. What's more important? What has to come first? Is it compelling characters that you love, that you hate, that you love to hate? Or is it a story? And if the story is just compelling and good, even if the characters are kind of shaky, you're still going to be engaged, and you're still going to power through right to the end to make sure you finish it. So is it character or is it story? Obviously, both would be great. But if you had to pick one that's really going to get you interested, what's it going to be? The character or the story? Let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button if you haven't already for the video. Hit the subscribe button for the channel, and stay tuned for more videos on this channel about books, writing, and reading.